A fresh Houthi attack has intensified fears of a wider Gulf crisis, with Saudi Arabia now on high alert over a possible coordinated assault involving Iraqi militias and Yemen's Iran-backed Houthis. The Saudi-led coalition said 58 killed in a Houthi strike near the Yemen border, including a woman and a 4-year-old child who suffered second-degree burns. A Saudi official told CNN that intelligence from Saudi Arabia, the US, and regional partners points to possible further attacks in the very near future, allegedly involving Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or IRGC. The warning comes just days after a string of escalating attacks. The Houthis claimed responsibility for striking a Saudi oil tanker in the Gulf of Aden, while Saudi Arabia has also faced missile and drone attacks linked to Iran-backed groups. The kingdom now fears a wider operation designed to hit at the heart of its economy and security. Saudi officials say they have tracked meetings involving Iraqi militia figures, Houthi operatives, and IRGC members, alongside suspicious movements of drones and missiles. The alleged plan: simultaneous strikes from the north and south. Potential targets include airports, ports, and energy facilities, critical infrastructure that powers the kingdom and global energy markets. Riyadh believes the suspected attacks could be aimed at sabotaging regional diplomacy, just as tensions with Iran appeared to be easing. Saudi Arabia will take all necessary measures to deal with any aggression, the official warned, signaling that any strike could trigger a major response. The fears intensified after the Saudi-led coalition reported that 11 civilians, including a woman and a 4-year-old child, were injured in a Houthi attack near the Yemen border. The warning also comes on the eve of a key Saudi-Turkey-Pakistan summit in Mecca, where a new defense pact is expected, raising the stakes in an increasingly volatile region. Yemen's conflict has entered a dangerous new phase after a major wave of missile and drone attacks killed at least 58 soldiers from the Saudi-backed government forces, according to a military source cited by AFP. The strikes, launched by Iran-backed Ansar Allah fighters, also known as the Houthis, targeted military positions in the oil and gas-rich governorates of Marib and Hadramaut, marking the deadliest fighting between the two sides since 2022. The Houthis said the attacks were a preemptive response to what they described as preparations by Saudi Arabia for an offensive against Sana'a. Ansar Allah claimed it struck troop concentrations at Al-Ruwayq in Marib and Al-Abr and Al-Thaniya in Hadramaut using ballistic missiles and drones. The group said hundreds were killed or wounded and military facilities were destroyed, though Reuters said those claims could not be independently verified. The escalation was followed by accusations from both sides. Houthi officials alleged that Riyadh was planning a ground operation, while Yemen's Supreme Political Council accused Saudi Arabia of trying to destabilize the country. Ansar Allah-linked Al-Masirah reported that several Saudi officers involved in directing government forces were among those killed or injured. Yemen's foreign ministry also warned of further attacks if military camps continued to be targeted. Meanwhile, the Saudi-led coalition reported a separate attack on Najran in southwestern Saudi Arabia, saying 11 civilians were injured, including a 4-year-old child, according to the Associated Press. The Houthis have not claimed responsibility for that strike. Yemen's Saudi-backed government condemned the attacks and said it would respond at a time and place of its choosing. The renewed violence threatens to undo years of efforts to reduce fighting in Yemen. The country's civil war began in 2014, with the Houthis controlling Sana'a and much of the north, while the internationally recognized government holds large parts of the south. Despite a UN-brokered truce in 2022, fresh hostilities have raised concerns that Yemen could once again become a key battleground in the wider Iran-Saudi rivalry.